Imagine a world where artificial intelligence doesn't just run on today's supercomputers, but on an entire global network of colossal, purpose-built data gigafactories. That's exactly what OpenAI and its partners are attempting with Project Stargate, a $500 billion plan to build the most powerful AI infrastructure in human history. Some call it the moon landing of artificial intelligence. Others warn it could collapse under its own weight. So is Stargate really a portal to the future, or an overhyped fantasy that could drain billions? Let's break it down. The birth of Stargate, the biggest AI bet yet. The story begins in January 2025, when President Trump stood beside Sam Altman, Masayoshi Son of SoftBank, and Oracle executives to announce Project Stargate.
Stargate, put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure.
The data centers are actually under construction. The first of them are under construction in Texas, the Abilene location, which is our first location.
The price tag, up to $500 billion over the next 4 years. That makes it one of the largest single private sector investments ever proposed in American history. The official goals are sweeping: secure U.S. leadership in AI, boost reindustrialization, create hundreds of thousands of jobs, and establish a strategic moat against rivals. In other words, this isn't just another data center project. It's a bet that the future of AI will require industrial-scale infrastructure that no single company can build alone. The players: Altman, Sun, and Oracle at the helm. At the center of this mega project are some of the tech world's most ambitious figures. Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, is convinced that massive AI compute is the key to unlocking artificial general intelligence. Masayoshi Son, the billionaire founder of SoftBank, has long dreamed of backing transformative, world-shaping technologies. He famously bet big on ARM years before chips became the backbone of AI. Then there's Oracle, tasked with providing cloud expertise, and MGX, a capital partner. Together, they formed Stargate LLC, incorporated in Delaware in early 2025. OpenAI drives the operations, SoftBank carries financial responsibility, Oracle supplies cloud scale, and Sun sits as chairman. The combination is part tech, part finance, part politics. The Texas Super Hub, ground zero for AI power. The first major build is already underway in Abilene, Texas, where Stargate is constructing a facility capable of 1.2 gigawatts of computing power. To put that in perspective, that's about the same as a large nuclear power plant, dedicated just to AI training. Later in 2025, Oracle and OpenAI expanded the plan, announcing an additional 4.5 gigawatts, pushing total U.S. capacity north of 5 gigawatts. That's enough to run hundreds of thousands of GPUs simultaneously, training AI models so large they'd make today's GPT-4 look tiny. Local officials tout thousands of jobs, while OpenAI pitches it as an AI gigafactory, not just a data center, but an entirely new category of infrastructure, roadblocks and infighting. But not everything is smooth. Reports quickly surfaced that OpenAI and SoftBank were clashing over key decisions like where to place facilities, how to source energy, and how to prioritize international buildouts. Insiders suggest that delays could shrink Stargate's immediate plans to just one modest data center in Ohio by year's end, a far cry from the moonshot vision. These tensions raise an uncomfortable question. Can companies with such different styles, Altman's experimental, Sun's financial, Oracle's cautious, really work together on a $500 billion bet? Europe's first AI gigafactory. Norway steps in. While US plans wobble, Europe is moving forward. In mid-2025, OpenAI announced Stargate Norway, a $1 billion facility near Narvik, built in partnership with Enscale and Aker. This AI gigafactory will run entirely on renewable hydropower and house 100,000 NVIDIA GPUs by the end of 2026. The symbolism is powerful. Europe gets a stake in Stargate, energy sustainability is baked in, and NVIDIA GPUs remain at the core. If successful, Narvik could become a model for how to scale AI responsibly, proving that immense compute doesn't have to come at an environmental cost. Why build Stargate? The moat argument. So why is OpenAI going so big? The answer is a single word: moat. Altman has said that to maintain leadership in AI, you need infrastructure so large it's practically impossible for competitors to match. Think of it like building the world's tallest castle wall. If Stargate succeeds, OpenAI will have secured the compute moat of the century. Rivals like DeepSeek in China or even Google and Anthropic simply wouldn't have access to equivalent resources. In this sense, Stargate isn't just an engineering project, it's a strategic weapon in the global AI race. The cost question, who pays for this? The numbers are staggering. Oracle may need to spend over $40 billion by 2028, taking on at least $20 billion in debt and increasing interest costs by nearly $1 billion annually. Meanwhile, OpenAI is reportedly losing $5 billion per year in operating costs, even as it eyes a $129 billion annual revenue run rate by 2029. Can these companies sustain that level of risk? Supporters say yes, because the upside of controlling the future of AI is practically limitless. Critics argue it's financial hubris, the dot-com bubble on steroids. Energy, scale, and the physical limits beyond money. There's the raw question of energy. AI compute doesn't run on dreams. It runs on electricity. A single gigawatt is enough to power hundreds of thousands of homes, and Stargate aims for multiple gigawatts. Where will this power come from? And how do you balance it with national grids already stretched thin? Norway offers a clue with hydropower, but Texas and Ohio may struggle without massive new investments in renewables or nuclear. The very scale of Stargate highlights an uncomfortable truth. The future of AI may hinge not just on algorithms, but on our ability to generate cheap, clean energy, a portal to the future or a mirage. With its name, Stargate conjures sci-fi images of wormholes and portals. And in a sense, that's what this project aspires to be. A doorway to AI systems so powerful they could transform science, medicine, industry, and society. But the risks are just as large. If partnerships fracture, if financing dries up, if public backlash grows over energy demands, Stargate could end up remembered not as a triumph, but as the biggest white elephant in tech history. The line between genius and folly has never been thinner. The geopolitical stakes, America versus the world. Finally, we have to talk about geopolitics. Stargate isn't just a business venture, it's explicitly framed as a national security play. With China pushing forward on its own AI superclusters, the US wants to guarantee its dominance. By embedding Stargate in both American soil and allied nations like Norway, OpenAI and its partners are effectively building the AI equivalent of NATO infrastructure. Whether it succeeds or fails, Stargate sets the stage for a world where AI capacity isn't just corporate strategy, it's geopolitics at the highest level. So, is Project Stargate truly a portal to the future, or just a mirage wrapped in sci-fi branding? The truth is, it's both. It's one of the boldest infrastructure projects in history, a moonshot attempt to industrialize AI at planetary scale, but it's also fraught with risks. Financial, environmental, political, and even personal. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into AI, technology, and the future of innovation.